so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you so much.
Under the Fulani people. Now he wants to come and measure himself with them. And you think that the Fulani man will allow you? You are a dreamer. I was watching some videos that were coming out from Nigeria in their election. The Biafran people, we are not part of the election. But we cannot be silenced when we see our people being dehumanized. We cannot be silent when we see our people being maltreated. Blood is thicker than water. That is why we have to speak and we'll take actions. I saw one of our sister, Chioma Chukwuka. Chioma Chukwuka, one Nigeria has happened to her. It happened to her the first time and she thought it was a joke. And this time again, she came out. And this time, she almost lost her life. She barely ran into her car. She ran into her car and she was driving. She was even telling them, roll up the glass. At a stage, she was saying that I cannot die for Nigeria. No, you will die for Nigeria. You will die for Nigeria. At a stage, she said, I am tired. I am really tired. You are not tired. You are not. Stop deceiving yourself. You are not tired. You are not tired. If you are tired, you have to know whom you are. You have to know that you are not in this arrangement. You don't have any place in this arrangement. Stop forcing yourself into it. Stop forcing yourself into it. You are not in the arrangement. So why are you trying to force yourself into this arrangement that you know that you are not part of? Why? Can you tell me why are you forcing yourself into the arrangement? You have forced yourself, and now while you are forcing yourself to be part of them, they gave you your position, that your position is fourth-class citizen. Enslavement, you accepted that enslavement. You accepted that enslavement for fame, because you want to be famous. Just because you want to be famous, you want to be famous as a Nollywood actor, then whatever they say goes. You support their election. You support everything one Nigeria. When they say one Nigeria, you raise your two hands and you support it. When they talk about one Nigeria, you clap for it and you support it. Because of your selfish interest, your personal interest, you accepted, you sold your birthright for fame. And after selling your birthright and accepting enslavement, today, you are coming out to come and show us muzzle. You're coming out to cry. I am tired. I am tired of this country. I cannot die for this country. You will die for the country. You will. You will die for it. That is how it is. Somebody from United States will not come and tell you that will not die. People from United States of America, they are ready to die for their nation. They put their life on the line for their country. In the UK, people put their life on the line and defend it and die for it. And for me as a Biafra, I am ready to die for Biafra as my country. So for you to open your mouth after supporting one Nigeria and you say, oh, I will not die for one Nigeria, it means you are deceiving yourself. Why don't you take your back seat as a slave and stop competing with those who are freeborn? You don't want to be free. And you are standing as a hindrance to those who want to be free. Look at the kind of dehumanization we are seeing in Lagos State today. Look at what you are seeing in Lagos State. The attack on innocent citizens that have done nothing. What crime have they committed? The only crime that they have committed is that they want to come and play first-class citizen like others. You can't play a first-class citizen after you have accepted enslavement. And this is why we have been shouting. Mazen Nande Kanu gave different kinds of opportunities. Mazen Nande said, enough is enough. We are going home. Mazen Nande Kanu said, it is time to go. We have overstayed our welcome. We have overstayed our welcome. It is time to go. But they refuse to listen. Our spokesperson, Mazen Simon Eba, came on board, standing on the foundation of Mazen Nande Kanu, and he declared, we will not participate in the election. Stay away and stay safe. Let us focus on our referendum. Let this the election period be a moment of referendum for Biafran people. Let us use it to show the whole world that we no longer want to be part of this very enslavement, that we are freeborn. But what did you do? Instead of you coming out to claim your freeborn, to show the world that you're a freeborn, you refuse it. You are still going back to enslavement. And you that have accepted enslavement, you are at the same time seeking to act like a freeborn. It doesn't happen that way. You cannot accept enslavement and begin to act as a freeborn. No. When you accept enslavement, you become a slave, and you must be subjected, you must be a subject like a slave. That's what you be. And people who fought to be freeborn, who are freeborn, we now begin to act as the kings and priests in the palace. That is how it works. That is how it works. There's no two ways about it. There's no propaganda, no black, there's no prayer, there's no Holy Ghost fire that will change it. This is just the obvious fact. The moment you sell your birthright, you can never ever get it back. It happened in Esau and Jacob. When he sold his birthright, what happened? He couldn't get it back. And he has no choice than to remain on that low path. As long once you have sold it out, there's nothing anymore. The only luck that some of them have today is that those of us who knows who we are, those of us who still know that we are kings and priests, we cannot bow our head to any janjaweed. We will never ever bow our head to any janjaweed. And our freedom, we will definitely take. We will take our freedom. When we take it, then if those of them who are still registered as slaves, if they find their way home, good for them. If they don't find their way home, good for them. They told you so many lies. They made you believe that you're a second-class citizen. They made you believe that it is only when you say one Nigeria, that is when you be popular. It is only when you say one Nigeria, that is when you become a popular celebrity. You see, including all these rich men, it is only when you begin to respect the Fulanis and support every evil against your people, that is when you become a rich person. They are all scared to speak. Look at them with their big names, who claim to be millionaires. And these people forget that if you are in Biafra, if you're a millionaire in Nigeria, if it was to be in Biafra, you'll be a billionaire. You will be a billionaire. If you're a billionaire in Nigeria, if it were to be in Biafra, you'll be a trillionaire. If Biafra were to be on their own, Biafra will produce the richest man in Africa, if not on the earth. You are in Lagos doing business in Lagos. They are robbing you of your business. You are suffering and smiling. You are suffering and smiling in Lagos, and you think you have arrived. You don't know you are suffering. You think you have arrived. That is the mentality of a slave. That is the mentality of a slave. Very comfortable with little, just a slave. When the day the master drink tea and leave some little cup of tea for him to drink, he's just comfortable. Just like the white people. When you see, when the blacks were fighting for their freedom in America, there are those people, including South Africa, there are some black people who are called the house nigger. These people that are referred as house nigger, do you know that they don't want the blacks to be free? While their brothers were fighting for independence, they don't want it. The house niggers. They are just pleased because they are the ones that are serving the master in the master's house. So everything that the master eat and remain, they will eat. When the master drink a cup of tea and remain little, they will drink. They are just comfortable that their other blacks are seeing them as people who are in the palace. Meanwhile, you are a slave in the palace. It doesn't matter where your slavery is, whether it's inside or outside. A slave is a slave. Whether inside or outside, a slave is a slave, whether inside the palace or outside the palace. And that is what they don't understand. If being a slave in a palace is okay, Moses wouldn't have struggled to remove the children of Israel. But Moses knew that even though Moses was in the palace of Pharaoh, he knew that he was a slave. And they keep reminding him that he's a slave. Even though Moses had access in the palace. He has everything under his control. He knew that he's a slave. That was why he has to fight that battle and make sure that the Israelites get out of Israel. The same thing with Joseph. Joseph, with all the access he was given, gave him access to everything. Joseph had access to everything. But yet, Joseph knew that he's a slave. It is only in our own side that a black man will not know that he's a slave, simply because he's working in the palace. Simply because you're working in the palace, you wouldn't know that they are enslaving you. That is what we're saying. A Biafran wouldn't know that these people are enslaving you simply because you are being given an appointment. Simply because they made you an errand boy to the oil magus. They made you an errand boy. And you begin to do all your mago. They close their eyes as if they don't see you. You forget that you are being enslaved. There is no way you can accept enslavement and at the same time become a prince or a king. It doesn't happen. My brother Solomon, thank you so much for joining. My brother Solomon, thank you. Sorry I kept you waiting. I know where you are coming from. So please make your contribution and speak to Biafrans.
No. I'm enjoying your operation. I'm enjoying your topic now. It's in order.
Thank you, my brother. I greet
all my people. Biafra, I greet all in the name of Chukwuoke Abiama. I thank Chukwuoke Abiama as we are observing our sit at home and showing them the readiness for us to leave Nigeria. Even though some of our people stubbornly come out. If you check my comment, you will see where I wrote it there. Most of them come out today in Igbo precisely, and they received their own share from Nigeria system. I saw some they shot dead. Some injury. I saw one guy, blood was coming by the side of his ear. You know, the guy was saying that he nearly lost his life. So this is one of the things we are saying. Thank you all as we obey the sit at home. And for those who did not obey, Nigeria continue to happen to them. Now, my brother, concerning what you are saying today's topic, I said something. White man normally say you can't eat your cake and have it, which is possible.
Exactly.
There's a one thing I saw in media cartoon. Someone is inside prison. They put key of that prison yard, the key of that prison door by his side. Then put a hot dog. Do you know that person left the key and start chasing the hot dog? So, and I start to think that has a lot of meanings and teaching in life of any genuine person that is fighting for freedom. I said, this is the life of those that are fighting against us, because look at the key for you to open the door and go out and get that hot dog as many as you want. They leave the key and eating and try to take the hot dog, knowing full well that when you eat that hot dog finish, forget the key, it will remain inside, it won't come out again. Most of them love slavery because you know why? They look at the things we are doing, it's impossible things, but they don't know that it's possible for us to be free and be as a king. Then those people that you are serving as a slave will serve you as a slave. They don't know. They look at it as something that's impossible to be actualized. And I decided once you just give somebody a little thing, it don't rise. It don't rise. Look at Peter Doshia. After all his years and age, he will come out and say this rubbish in public. We thought that the man is an old man that has sense. And I remember what one of our leaders broke out. He normally say that fools are grow old. When fools are grow old, exactly. You will expect them as elder. He can't. You will see a foolish young man. When he grow old, you expecting him to have sense like elder, those ones that have sense. It's not possible for him to have sense. So it's unfortunate to him at his own age, at his own stage, after all things that happened. I believe that you witnessed the 1967 genocide against our people. Because I know that by now his age you could have come up to that extent that you will know. It's not a hidden something that after seeing those things or even heard about it, you will still talking nonsense when your enemy is criticizing you, he's supporting them or promoting what they are saying against you. So it's very, very quite unfortunate that up to this stage, we still have some fools and buffoons among us that when everything is made open, that we are not needed, we are not welcome, we are not in any way, in any angle, spiritual and physical, welcome in this contraction. Area they understand it better for them. And concern that our sister that escaped from Lagos, that one is a small thing. As many that are involved themselves, shouting one Nigeria, a new that, and Nigeria will definitely happen to them. That one is a small thing. Because he has validated Nigeria for the first time during the presidential election. Now come back this second one again and now see the death start to run. You know, he can't long go far. And I'm sorry for those that are receiving their punishment over there. Even though our spokesperson has said something concerning them. Yes, on Ubewan Nabon also, we will try and do something for them. But how are we that most of them will understand that it is their stupidity and the idiocy that cause these things? Because we are moving forward, they are dragging us backward. Now, we will now slow down on what we are talking about freedom now, start to fight for themselves. If they are dragging us backward, honestly, I don't like it, but our spokesperson has said something about that. I don't have any choice than to obey. Otherwise, I could have advised that everybody should defend herself whenever you are. Since you validated Nigeria in your life, you demand and defend yourself. If Nigeria has happened to you, it's your own, you're part of the share. Just as it's happening, they are coming here, bombing our places and doing all sorts of evil against us over here. So them that are there, that's supposed to join hand, making sure that what we are doing at home and them that are outside, we are in order. They are doing another thing. So my dear, there's no way a slave can be a prince. No way.
Never.
A slave cannot be a prince. Even Joseph has opportunity. Even Joseph has opportunity. And he still call his people. No, tell them that we are strangers in this place. When people are going, don't forget to carry my bone. Joseph tell his brothers. When people are leaving it, because you know that one day they will leave Egypt. Don't forget to carry my bone. Even Abraham, when he was in Egypt, he died. His wife died. When he died, they buried him at the land he bought from the. I don't forget the name of that king that he bought from that place. They buried him there. That is where he buried Sarah, his wife. None of them was buried in Egypt. Joseph knows it. That even though I'm here, but one day we will leave. Don't forget my bone. So our people love slavery because they don't. They don't have a sense of freedom, because if they know the meaning of freedom, they will understand that freedom is principle. Freedom is above anything you can think of this earth. Without freedom, you are nobody. Even in that place, even like that king that he is serving as a slave, the king has freedom. Without freedom, you are nobody. Freedom is the most important thing in human life before any other thing follows. If you have freedom, you can sleep, you can do anything you like, because the freedom is there. But if you don't have freedom, no way for you. They will make some of our brothers rich. At the end of the day, they will come back and hunt them down. They tested it with religious culture. I can remember, most of his business was in the north. He speak Hausa frequently and behave like Hausa. He will almost be like Hausa. But when his own time was done, they come after him. For the history of mankind in Nigeria, I've not seen where EFCC broke somebody's house and went and arrest somebody. But they did it to him. Did anybody react? Yeah, no, because he loves slavery. He's receiving what is pre-sold. So them that love slavery cannot be a prince in a king house. It's not possible. So no matter how that person try to please a king, even though he killed all his family, a slave is always a slave. There is a demarcation. There is a demarcation. Even up to today, they still hate black all over the world. You go to US, in London, name any place, they still hate black all over the earth because they see us as a slave. Can they understand that Chukwukabiama send somebody that will save them? Would they understand it? Would they come back now? I said, no, this thing that has happened to us is too much. We can't take it. I'm seeing some of our brothers that are suffering in Libya's borders and the Benin Republic. There's a video I just come across in social media. Some of our brothers that are in the Benin Republic, there's some Benin Republic.
I saw it.
They are running away from. So are they not the people? And if they come back here, most of them, if you ask them now, some of them will talk nonsense. They will say nonsense. Are they not the people that are suffering? You run away from Nigeria, then you enter Benin Republic. You know, from frying pan to fire. It doesn't make any sense.
Ordinary Benin Republic here. Ordinary Benin Republic.
They're running away. Now Benin Republic now don't better pass Nigeria. You see it? Benin Republic don't better pass Nigeria that kind of a Biafran person that people care about breast with wisdom will run away from here to and go and serve somebody that is, that is more 100% better than him. It's unfortunate, my dear. So go on. Let me just attend to my daughter.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So my fellow Biafran that is watching, just on the topic that I'm talking about, there is no way you can accept enslavement and later you begin to think like a king. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Once you accept enslavement, be ready to act as a slave. You can't accept enslavement and you want to act as a king. It doesn't happen anywhere. And that is the kind of mentality that the Zoological Republic have planted in so many of us Biafrans. They have forced so many people. They have conditioned the mind of many people to accept slavery. The contraption have conditioned the mind of so many people to accept slavery. And they accepted it. Suffering and smiling. Just imagine, just like what my brother just reminded me about the issue. When I saw that video that the Republic soldiers and police are chasing Biafrans. They are chasing Biafrans everywhere, deporting them. And when you hear that Nigerians are being chased abroad, they are Biafrans.